My name is Chiira. I'm a visually impaired person, and I'm also a voiceover artist. And my code name is CG Moses, the voiceover sheriff. And I'm a member of the VCDK, which stands for Vision Center of the Disabled Kenya.
Voiceover sheriff?
Yes.
What does that mean? Something.
My dad, way back, my dad passed on in 2007. And there's this thing he used to tell me all the time, that you need to be the sheriff of your own life. He used to love these Western movies, the cowboys and stuff, and they had all these, you know, sheriffs and all. So he used to tell me, you need to be the sheriff of your own life, take control of it, you know. So when I started doing voiceovers, I just dubbed it the voiceover sheriff. I lost my sight in 2016 due to a surgery gone wrong. And that began way back. My eye issues began in 1996 there. That's when I was realized that I had problems with sight. I was in nursery school back then, and I was now put into medication since now 95, 96 there, all the way to I think 2007 now. And that's when the doctors now realized that all along I've been using eye drops for all those years, but then my condition has escalated, and now they can actually tell what it is. It's glaucoma. And unfortunately, the day they booked me for the surgery, when we went there to Kapata, the doctor who was supposed to operate on me, alikonga mzungu, amerudi kwao, and I told, you know what, he's the only person who can perform this procedure. So na since hayuko, itabidi tu mtafute house ingine. So we went to another hospital, and for them, since they didn't have my records, they didn't have my history, they had to start afresh. You know, and it took them another 10 years to realize that, yeah, now according to our diagnoses and our treatments, yes, you do have glaucoma, and it needs to be operated on. The doctor suggested that I should have a laser procedure done on me, but then at that time the right eye had already been damaged by the condition beyond repair now, and the damage was spreading to the left eye. So they decided to perform a laser procedure on the left to save it from you know, getting damaged completely. And unfortunately, in the process, the doctor scarred my retina, you know. So that's how I ended up becoming visually impaired. Before I lost my sight, I was a graphic designer. I'd already done, when I completed high school in 2010, I joined a college called Nairobi School of Design, and I did a diploma in graphic and web design. Na nikamaliza, started hustling, became a freelance for the first 1 year, 1.5 years, and then I got a job in Nakuru as a head designer at a company. And that's when I was working there. It's in 2015, end of 2015. That's when my sight started becoming worse and worse. I wanted to do mass communication from way back. And when I cleared high school, my mom didn't have enough cash to take me to college, to even pay for campus. So I joined Nairobi to do graphic design, because I knew if I could do this course, neza baliza, and then I'll hustle up, nipate a job, save up, and go back to school and do mass communication. But then, just when I was, you know, at the peak of it, that's when my sight got lost. But I never lost hope, right? Because I just had this feeling, I was going to do radio, right? So after getting rehabilitated through the sight loss, and getting, you know, the necessary skills, you know, working with a white cane, learning how to use the computer afresh, because you really have to learn how, you know, using that adaptive technology. And when I completed, I joined KIPS Technical, here in town, and coincidentally, or rather fortunately, there was a teacher there teaching journalism to whom I had been referred to. Ndio, kwa sababu yeye alikuwa amefunza another visually impaired person course of journalism. So I joined there, and I was given a scholarship. That's how I ended up doing radio. I connected with a friend of mine from Jamaica who's also visually impaired. He was running a podcast at that time. He's still running it actually, called The Entertainment Trail. And he's the one now who introduced me to an audio editing software called Goldwave. Now with that, I could edit everything I could do. I didn't even need a producer to produce it for me. I could do it on my own. Record and do the whole production, and atumia client kitu imeisha. Are you looking for voiceover for your promos or adverts? A voice that Are you looking for voiceover for? Okay, so the voice is good. I'm still looking for clients, and I'm getting better and better in them, and I'm also getting, aligning myself with the voiceover environment, guys who do them, so that now we can share info, connect in terms of clientele. Kama unapata kuna voiceovers zinaweza tumiwa, like a client, maybe unapata a client akona script anataka kufanyiwa, but she needs a female voice, right? A feminine voice. So connect na a lady voiceover artist, na yakipata yenye ina need actually ananitumia. So that's how we run it.
Start recording button to activate, press space bar period.
Let me start recording. So first up, if you send me a script, it's probably in a Word format or PDF, right? So I receive it in an email or maybe on WhatsApp. And because of the adaptive software that we're using, on the phone I use TalkBack, on the computer there is another software called JAWS, Job Accessive Work software. Yeah, let me play for you here.
Yeah.
Voice recorder, recordings list checked. My recordings list box, 3 weeks.
See now that audio, that dude mwenye anaongea, that's a software. So ukinitumia, I go through it on my email, I download it. I download the script to my phone, to my computer, and then I record it using the Microsoft Voice Recorder, because I have two options actually. I can record it with the Goldwave digital software, editing software, or use the voice recorder, the Microsoft Voice Recorder. So once I record I record myself using the voice recorder, I go to the recordings folder. I pick the recording naifungua na Goldwave. The way you just open a song with VLC or WMV, the same thing. So naifungua na Goldwave, and then from there I can edit. It actually reads for me.
Okay.
Everything.
It reads even Swahili scripts.
It does read it, but now by default it's meant to read everything in English. But since mimi nimezoea kusikiliza, if you send me a Swahili script, I'll reduce the speech rate, ionge pole pole ndio nisikie the words, kwa sababu kuna wenye wanatumia ngadi scripts za Kikuyu. But then since the script is in Kikuyu, every word is it's a grammatical error.
Yes, yes.
So you have to dial down the speech rate yet kuongea mbio vile normally inaongeanga, because you need to understand the script. Are you a fan of movies, music, drama, or anything theater related? Tune in to Citizen Digital, the only place you can get everything live. Are you a fan of movies, music, drama, or anything theater related? Tune in to Citizen Digital, the only place
space, you can get everything live.
Now comes to the editing section.
Space. Recording. Pause recording button. Pause.
Out space.
And I
Pause.
give it a pause
Top of
there.
file minus 0 left bracket. Space.
At first, it wasn't easy, given that you know, you're used to seeing, and then you lose your sight at a very prime time of your life. And given that I was in a career that was 100% visually dependent, you know, being a graphic design means you need to see.
Yeah.
And if you lose your sight, then you lose your career. And starting all over again, it wasn't easy, but I thank God, because my family was able to come through for me, and the few friends that actually stuck around when I lost my sight, and plus the rehabilitation came in really handy for me. It took me about a year and a half to accept, and a rebound of about 6 months, and then now learning, accepting the whole the new life with new normal, you know, it became a bit easier and less harder for me.
Does Moses have a family? Wife, kids?
Not really. I'm still single. And searching, by the way. So if you're out there, please, brother is Googling. That phrase here, disability is not inability, is no longer just a phrase. It is a fact. And gone are the days when you become disabled and then you become sidelined. Right now we have options. Like if you're visually impaired, you don't need to depend on Braille. We have technology now. It's making things easier. I mean, imagine someone who lost sight in the 90s when we used to use the booth na zile yellow pages. Yeah, right now it's easy. I can contact you. I can chat on WhatsApp, you know, and it boils down to a single thing. You can lose your sight. It's unfortunate, but never lose your vision, because that will be a disaster.